once you read the books you took, what would you read? There'd be nothing to read.
Oh, they've got Twiddle or whatever it is, and you can get instant books that you can read.
Oh, you're relying on the fact that there'd be transmission, and I'm not sure there would be.
Of course there'd be transmission.
There are gigantic storms on Mars, and I think it would knock everything out.
Now, we'd be in this beautiful geodesic lifestyle.
Yes, but the transmissions have to come through it, from it, to it, whatever.
Yeah.
No. I think that it's a closed door as far as I'm concerned.
Gosh.
You would be too bored. I couldn't handle it if you were so bored and with nothing to do.
I've never seen you so adamantly opposed to something so wonderful. Honestly, you sound like a woman.
Haha. Could be because I am one.
I guess that.
And you sound like a man. It could be because you are one, which is a good thing for me.
Could I suggest that for a few moments before we go home, you could think like a man?
And how would that be to think?
Well, that's up to you. Could be a little more flexible.
Well, darling, you're the one who wants me to think like a man. Now, how would you like me to think? What thoughts would you like going through my head?
Well,
do tell. Something about watching the Celtics, perhaps? Or maybe football, huh?
Oh, they'd have...
That's thinking like a man?
Believe me,
Is it?
if we go to Mars, the NFL will be there with us.
Oh, yeah?
And MLB, Major League Baseball, will be there.
Somehow, I doubt it.
We'll have this
Somehow,
wonderful
I
communication.
doubt it.
In HD, I might add.
Somehow, I doubt it.
Are we in HD right now? Can people see my wrinkles?
No, I don't think so.
The lines on my hands?
The brown spots.
People, the age wear on my hands?
I don't think so, darling. I don't think we transmit in HD. It's a good thing, probably.
Well, I saw the other day one of the cable networks transmitting, and the woman had red cheeks. They were round circles of red, and either she was blotchy from the night before or the color wasn't right.
Well, this was one of our channel.
Yeah, channel 500 and something or other. This woman
Oh,
was...
not a cable network.
No, on TV.
Okay.
She was speaking in rapid fire Spanish, so I didn't know what she was
Oh,
saying.
maybe the round circles are Spanish.
But she had, I was thinking of Mars, and she had red face. But, I mean, I think it's going to be amazing to consider life in the next 100 years. What's going to be available to people?
Okay.
Where people can go.
Okay.
What people can do when they get where they're going.
Yeah.
And we could be pioneers, like Daniel Boone or Davy Crockett.
You notice they don't
Kit
talk
Carson.
about there aren't
Annie
any
Oakley.
names of women pioneers.
Annie Oakley.
She wasn't a pioneer.
Well,
she was
that's
a
true.
short
Calamity Jane.
Calamity Jane was not a pioneer.
Mrs. Doler.
Who?
Mrs. Doler.
Who's she?
The Dolers took a wrong turn on their way to California. They ended up in, it was horrible. I'll tell you about it
Never
sometime.
mind.
Really?
No. There's Davy Crockett, and there's all these male pioneers, but they don't talk about the women pioneers, except in a generic sense of the women who did this and the women who did that. I'd like to know their names. I think that's a sad thing. We should know the women's names.
Well, I'm sure that they can be found out.
Maybe they could be Googled. I don't know. Google has almost everything.
But we can chronicleize our trip to Mars. And we can be there to help
How about
other
we just
people.
pretend?
Well,
We send out news reports and pretend that we're going to Mars. How about? Then we could do it from the safety of our own home and not have to go somewhere where there's terrible electric storms and I won't be able to see my grandchildren, let alone my great-grandchildren.
Of course, you'll be able to see them. I don't know where you get this idea. They might even want to come to visit. There's going to be interplanetary travel within the next 100 years.
Well, that's fine, but it's going to be long past the days when I am there to travel.
And for all you know, once we get there, the longevity factor could be huge. They might have...
it could be minuscule, and we could die off immediately. You might be signing your death warrant,
Nah, not at all. Not at all. We would...
Now, going to the moon, that might make sense. I know that that we'd live longer with less gravity. That I know.
Yeah, right.
Considerably less gravity.
Yes.
In fact, I think
probably
I have
live
read
to 140, 150, 200 years of age.
I think I have read about some
We'd look like
millionaire who
hell,
wanted to
but that
build
would be
one
all
on the moon, you know, like a retirement community or something on the moon.
Yeah.
So that he could live longer.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea.
You know, somebody with lots and lots and lots of money have to do lots and lots in order to get the stuff there in the first place to build it with. Can you imagine what it would cost to transport all that material?
Well, it wouldn't be that expensive.
Probably very few people would do it, too.
They could just sort of get it up there.
I don't think it works that way.
Oh, yeah.
I think it has to all be going on one of those big, gigantic things that goes, you know, and up in the air.
Yeah, well, it's called a rocket.
Yes.
Yeah, they could get it over there. The moon, though, I don't know. It's not as romantic as Mars.
Oh, the moon is very romantic. It's been romantic for centuries in the sky. You know, there's so many songs about it. How many songs are there about Mars?
Oh, lots of them.
Moon over Mars, this, that, and the other thing. I don't think so.
I'm thinking of a love song about Mars. I'm trying to come up with something. I get Almond Joy and Mars. Maybe that's where my fascination with Mars came in.
The candy.
Yeah.
Mars
when I was
bars.
a little kid, I'd eat Mars bars, and I'd go, there's got to be something to this. Maybe they come from Mars. And from that time on, I was always fascinated by the idea that simple folk like you and I could go there. And now you don't want to.
No,
and
I
it's
don't.
Sad.
No, I really and truly don't. There are many things that I would do for you, darling. Many, many, many things. But going to Mars is not one of them. I am so sorry.
Oh, I'm shocked.
I am so sorry.
I'm right up against your limits.
Every wish.
Does
that make me not a good wife because
No,
I can't fulfill your every wish?
It's not a wish. It's a dream.
Yeah?
It's bigger than a wish.
Oh, okay.
But I thought of us standing out there on the red planet.
No. We don't stand out there. We stand within some sort of thick encasement with no sunlight to speak of. Probably.
Oh, they have sunlight on Mars.
Yeah, but it's really weird. It's like half and half or something. You get like a half a year of sunlight and half a year of darkness or something.
So we'd sleep.
Oh.
You know, I mean, they do it in Denmark. In Denmark, in the summertime, it's light till almost 11:30 at night. Sometimes 1 in the morning.
It's not quite the same thing.
Well, they don't have marzipan on Mars, but I mean, you know, that'll change in time.
Not unless you bring it with you.
Well, all I can say is...
Think how limited your diet would be. You would get so bored. You could have nothing but, you know, the same old thing over and over and over again, day after day, day after day.
Might be good.
Not good.
Might be good.
Boring.
Can't tell. Might be delicious. I mean, I'm willing to give this a shot.
You are, and I'm not.
Yeah. And I think we should go home and pack and call up the number in the paper, in the article in the paper, and say, you know...
We volunteered?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, darling.
No. And
I won't do it.
What we could do is they'll have a simulations place somewhere, probably in Oregon or California, the progressive West Coast. And we could go there and we could live in a simulation environment for a couple of weeks and see how we feel about it then. And try the pasty food, you know. And I mean, I think the idea of having a turkey dinner would be amazingly interesting. And then sit back, and, you know, cranberry sauce and stuffing and turkey and mashed potatoes all in one. That'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting. It's new, it's progressive. We have got to lead the way. We do.
You've assigned yourself a leadership role, is that right?
We have to lead the way so others will be a little more open about the future than this woman that I'm sitting next to, whom I adore. And actually, sports fans, I'm shocked at how she's behaving on this show. I thought she would be so open to this and so excited that this would be the biggest thing in her life since meeting me. And it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
Sorry.
not. It's not.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Nope, nope, can't do it. Can't give up the comforts of home.
You wouldn't be. You'd be taking them all with you.
I don't think so. My bed, for instance, would never make it to Mars.
They'd let us bring our bed.
No, they wouldn't let us bring our bed.
Of course they would.
We'd have to sleep on something that you blow up because it wouldn't weigh anything.
We could bring our bed.
No, we couldn't bring our bed.
Yeah.
No.
And I could bring my T-shirts.
No, you couldn't. You could bring maybe two. One to wash and one to wear. Forever.
They'll have
They have to be very, very, very strong T-shirts.
They'll have washing machines.
I don't think so, my darling.
Of course they will.
It'll all be by hand. It'll be very primitive.
All of the comforts
talking about,
of
you know,
home.
you're talking about pilgrims, not pilgrims. What are they?
Yeah,
pioneers.
Pioneers,
Talking
pilgrims.
about pioneers. What do you think the pioneers did? They washed their clothes in streams. If they were lucky.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah?
We
Go on and you do it. I'd like to see you wash your clothes in a stream.
We could take our laundry to Lake Ripple and start something new. And sit there.
To practice?
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to do anything. I mean, here we are.
You're willing to do all sorts of weird things if you ask me.
The greatest years of our life are ahead of us. And I don't want to feel as though we're missing the boat or the spaceship. And we'd have a little device that we could strap to ourselves with a thing, and you go, and it would take us 300 miles in 10 seconds. And then we could look for blueberries or things, you know. It would be interesting. But keep an open mind. It's very important as we get older in all ways to keep an open mind.
Well, I agree with you about keeping an open mind.
Thank you. That's
but I
kind.
don't agree with you about keeping an open mind about going to travel to Mars on a rocket and never return.
I never said
And I defy you to find any woman with children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren who would be willing to do that.
If you're out there and you would like to join Tasha and I in perhaps the greatest adventure of your life, give a call. We're going to have...
And if you don't, give a call, too, because I'd be interested in knowing how many people wouldn't.
I think we should have a gathering here at Channel 11 and do a live domestic tranquility, and folks would come into the studio and express their sincere interest in relocation to another planet. Now, some might want to go to the moon. I have no problem with going to the moon. It's a short little excursion. It's kind of like going to Montana, I think.
Well, depending on how you travel.
I really
travel by
think
oxen is a bit slower, but you know.
Over the next 2 minutes, we have 2 minutes to go before our time is up for this month. And I really feel that Channel 11 could get on the map by having Graftonians of all age come down to the studio and express their fondest desire. And then you could take us out to eat. That would be really nice. We could go to some restaurant and you could regale us and we'll regale you.
Yeah, really.
And we'll talk about life on the red planet. Boy, oh boy, it's exciting. It's more fun than going to Malden or Revere, you know.
Well, yes, that's true.
Or Chelsea.
There I can agree with you.
You know,
there
or
I
Brookline
yep,
even.
There I can agree with you, love.
It has been
there
a
I
pleasure.
Can agree with you.
Give
me a kiss.
I've never realized before how stubborn you can be.
That
You're the greatest opportunity of our life.
Yep.
Well, maybe we'll get a dog. We'll do that instead. I hope all of you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And when you're sitting at the Thanksgiving table that your wife or your husband has slaved upon, know that on Mars it's and breakfast is all set and we can go enjoy the morning.